Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. Just a quick video here. I watched a interview on Talksport a couple of days ago with James Degale. James Degale, former Olympic gold medalist, former two-time world champion. I think he had something like 29 fights, 25 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. He retired back in 2019 after being comprehensively beaten by Chris Eubank Jr. He announced his retirement. He's recently said that he's going to come back to combat sports in the form of bare knuckle boxing. He's fighting on the 27th of September, I believe, in Manchester against an Australian ex-boxer. Matt Floyd, I think his name is. Yeah, so James Degale will be making his bare knuckle debut. And as part of the promotion for that fight, he was being interviewed on Talksport. Now, I've got to say, I watched the interview and I got to say I was shocked and concerned by what I saw. I mean, James, I've got to phrase this carefully. He sounded, how can I put it, incoherent. He sounded not himself. He was twitching. He was fidgety. It was concerning to see him, man, I've got to say. Very sad when you consider what this guy once was at the top of his game, very confident, very self-effacing, very engaging. He wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but I definitely liked him. Met him a few times, always found him to be very personable, and I was a big fan of his, both in the ring and out. However, I've got to say, what I saw the other day on Talksport concerned me deeply. Didn't look himself, as I said. Looked very, oh gosh, I've got to choose my words carefully, like I said, but he wasn't himself. Sounded, like I said, incoherent, sounded like he was struggling a bit to get his words out. I was fidgeting, twitchy. Looked like he's got problems, man. I don't know what those problems are. I mean, there are certain rumors surrounding James Degale that I'm not going to go into. I think you can probably guess what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go there. They are rumours, they've not been confirmed. But what I would say is that he doesn't look good. And I've got to admit that it concerns me ahead of this so-called fight he's got coming up in September. Doesn't look good at all. He said in the interview that he felt in great shape physically. Now, that may or may not be the case. But he certainly didn't look good. Just his facial expressions, the way he was taking long to answer the questions, his demeanor, his manner. As I said, he wasn't able to articulate himself well for much of the interview, and it gives me deep cause for concern. I mean, could it be that he's showing signs of neurological damage? I don't know. But all I do know is that he didn't look good. And indeed, I've since spoken to one or two other people who saw the interview. They've said the same thing. I've gone online. I've seen some of the comments that people have made. It's not very complimentary towards James Degale. And I've got to say, it does give me cause for concern. I mean, this guy was once at the very top of the sport. He's done very, very well. He's ascended the heights. He scaled the heights of the sport as an amateur and as a professional. He's obviously made a lot of money out of the sport. I don't think he's wanting for money financially. I don't really know what the real issue is with him coming back to combat sports. I mean, it would appear that he's still very much unfulfilled. He's still talking about the loss to Eubank, saying he was hindered by the injuries. That might have a lot to do with it, but at the end of the day, man, these are top-class athletes. The wear and tear does take its toll over the years. That's part and parcel of being a top sportsman, I'm afraid. It happens to a lot of them. Very few sportsmen who are operating at the top level over that period of time that James Degale was involved in a sport, especially a sport like boxing, can come out of it and not claim some injuries. I mean, I know some boxers that are suffering physically and mentally, a lot more so than James is. So, but yeah, man, I mean, that whole interview was very, very concerning for me. He really did look off, didn't sound himself, was taking a while to answer pretty straightforward questions, was repeating himself over and over. Even his gait, his manner, even his facial appearance. I mean, I know he's graying a little bit, but It's not the sharp sort of, the sharp kind of confident swagger guy that he was back in the day. I'm not saying that, I mean, he's 39 years old now and he's retired from boxing in 2019. So I'm not expecting him to exude that same kind of glow that he had back then in his heyday. But even so, he's 39, he's not 49 or 59. But he looks aged, man. He's aged considerably. And his speech and his manner, his demeanor, they were all off to me. I mean, it's a shame, man. I mean, these guys coming back to these sports at this late age, it's not doing them any favors, both physiologically or psychologically. It's not a good look. And I'm always disappointed when I see that. I mean, I did a video on this channel previously where I spoke about Frankie Gavin, who incidentally is a good mate of James Degale. They were on the same Olympic team back in 2008. James Degale won a gold medal at those games in Beijing. Frankie Gavin, unfortunately, didn't make the weight and was unable to participate. But yeah, so shocked, man. I am. I mean, you can probably tell by this video I'm doing now. I'm shocked at what I saw. And like I said, I've spoken to a few other people and they've said similar. They simply can't believe how the guy's deteriorated into this. I'm not aware of any serious issues he's had outside of the ring. That's come to light anyway. He did kind of go off the scene for a while. He didn't give any interviews. And I'm pretty sure he told people that he wasn't missing boxing at that stage. But here he is, some years later, talking about come back to BKFC. And even when he was asked about his reasons for his return, he said something about wanting to have a straightener. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, he just didn't sound or look right to me. I mean, you guys will be the judge of it. Please go and have a look yourselves. The interviews online, it's done many, many, many views. A lot of people have had a lot to say about it. As I said, I've spoken to people and they're as concerned as I am about James Degale. He just didn't look right. And when you consider that he's going to have to be going into training and doing more sparring, getting more hits around the head and in the face and stuff like that, it can't be a good look, can it? At 39 years old, the guy seems like he's already got problems. And then you're getting more punishment like this. Can't be a good look. And like I said, I was quite disturbed to see it. I really was. As I said before, I've met James Degale on a few occasions, always found him to have been an engaging, charismatic, personable guy. So to see him in this condition was very worrying for me. And I just hope he's all right, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I hope he's all right. I suspect that he has one or two issues he needs to take care of. And that should be what dominates his thoughts rather than making what I think is an ill-advised return to combat sports, win, lose or draw. I think the guy needs to sort himself out because based on what I saw the other day, it could have been a bad day. I don't know. Maybe I should give him the benefit of the doubt. It could have been a bad day, but it certainly wasn't the James Degale that I've come to know and respect over the years. But anyway, that's my view. I invite you to look at that interview and let me know what you think. Definitely not a good look for me. Definitely some worrying signs there. I hope the guy's all right. I genuinely do. But yeah, that's all from me. Thanks, guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one. You know what it is. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.